Hello. I'm going to be talking about another favourite film today, Michael Mann's The Insider. I've seen this more times than I can count, and I can tell you it's a terrific film, story and everything else, but apart from that, it's extremely well made, which makes a huge difference. It's what separates a good film from a great film, a good book from a great book. How it's told, what is included, what's not included, the pacing, the tone, any factors which can affect the story, many pages or many scenes in. And Mann was really at the height of his powers in making The Insider. He'd just come off a few years earlier Heat with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, and this saw him team up with Pacino again. It's about two guys, it's based on a real story. On the one hand you've got Lowell Bergman, Al Pacino, who's reported for 60 Minutes, and on the other you've got Jeffrey Wigand, Russell Crowe, who's been fired from his job as head of research and development for the Brown and Williamson Tobacco Company because they are in the nicotine delivery business and they're trying to keep secret what they've been doing with nicotine. And Wigand blows the whistle on this eventually, being pressured for outside sources, and the film deals very much with the internal struggles that Wigand faces, from losing his job, the health care that he was getting to help his family because he's got an asthmatic daughter, and then of course the structure of his marriage, which as a result of all the the tensions and stuff and people following him, leaving a bullet in his mailbox and whatnot. And then on the other hand you've got Bergman, who meets Wigand, finds that there's a story there which he wants to reveal and get all this important information out to the public. So well written, so well told, 2.5 hours, and it's one of the few films which I think holds its running time quite well. There's one or two scenes involving like the Unabomber and like a little subplot there that could have been left out, I think maybe, but minor quibbles really overall. The editing I've always been fascinated by, and in the years since, because all three editors, Paul Rubel, David Rosenblum and William C. Goldenberg, were all nominated. Goldenberg won the Academy Award eventually for Argo, which was a very good film, and I think Rubel got nominated along with another chap for Collateral. But Rosenblum hasn't been nominated since The Insider, and that's a shame because he's a terrific editor. Also check out Frequency with Dennis Quaid and Jim Caviezel, a terrific film. There's some wonderful scenes in that, the Buxton warehouse, or Buxton fire sequence rather. Terrific. So, Michael Mann's The Insider, I'm adding to my list of favourite films. I think it makes 79 films. There will be 94 favourite films in total in the end. 94 in honour of the year 1994, which is when my father and I moved to Wales and life really kind of began for me. I was a late starter with reading and writing. Now you can't keep me away from a book. I'm bookworm ad infinitum. I love books. I'm always reading, even though I'm extremely picky about what I like and what I don't like. But anyway, the Michael Mann's The Insider, what a terrific film, and one that I have watched many times over the years, and I'm always discovering something fresh about it. And it's a film with many classic moments. Ron Motley's berating of the other lawyer in the deposition, it's terrific. Bruce McGill on top form there. A lot of cameos in this as well. You've got Michael Gambon, Rip Torn, Lynn Thigpen, who did the voice of the lady on the airwaves in The Warriors. Now all you buffers out there, they did a nice tribute to The Warriors in John Wick Chapter 4, but I digress. Lots of really good supporting characters in this. Like I said, Christopher Plummer, that's a whole other bit. I could make a whole video about how wonderful Plummer was in this. He didn't get nominated, which might have to do with the controversy from the Mike Wallace side of things apparently, because the film does take some liberties with history, but there's a disclaimer on that at the end of the film that this was done for dramatic purposes, and unlike a lot of films which are based on real events, what they changed works dramatically for this story, unlike something like Zulu or U571 or Public Enemies, where changing what happened, it didn't make the films any better, in my opinion. And so The Insider joins list of favourite films. If you haven't seen it, or maybe you haven't watched it in a while, definitely run off and check it out. The camera work is fantastic, editing terrific. Lisa Gerrard and Peter Bork with their original score, fantastic. I love this movie and I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it.